playing Age of Empires 4 for the past few days and I'm enjoying it quite a lot. For those of you who don't know what Age of Empires is about, it's a real-time strategy war conquest game. After its release on Thursday, there were almost 74,000 people playing on Steam over the weekend. The game offers different ways to play, like the campaign, skirmish and multiplayer modes. The campaigns are gorgeous, and before and between them, you actually watch a History Channel documentary-like footage about the places of those battles that you will be playing with. These videos are very well done and easy to follow. They added some digital infantry to help you visualize the army in these battlefields and castles, and just feels very immersive. The campaign games themselves are very well balanced, and I'm playing on intermediate difficulty and I have a good time enjoying the missions and exploring the regions without having to panic or stress about doing something I wasn't supposed to. And actually, the game rewards you for being curious and exploring the map with, for example, chests of gold that you can loot, or maybe some lost hidden ships that you can just bring back to your settlement for a good meal. And god, there are ships in this game. It's possible to do some stealth moves now. If you hide your army in some areas, your enemies won't be able to see it, so you can prepare some ambushes and use the environment to your favor. Archers can now be placed on top of stone walls, giving them that high ground bonus, and this looks pretty cool too. But before getting too deep into it, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. It's for free and painless, I promise you. Now that you were so kind to help me, let's get to it. The skirmish mode allows you to choose a civilization to play with and against, create teams, pick a map, and even weather conditions. You can select the winning conditions like constructing a wonder and protecting it for a period of time, taking over and holding all sacred sites, or destroying the enemy's landmarks. Landmarks are a new feature in the game, and each sieve has different ones that offer different kind of bonuses. In order to advance ages, you have to choose one of the two options and build it. The game basics and mechanics are still very similar to the Age of Empires 2, and I noticed some things like pathfinding is still kinda messy sometimes, especially if you're crossing narrow paths like a gate with a large army or a bridge. I also was expecting some more flexibility regarding population limit, but it's still the same 200 from previous games. One new feature that I'm still getting used to is the skills that certain military units have, like the English longbowmen that can deploy defensive palings that protect them against incoming melee attacks, or create camps that heal nearby units and increase the range of sight. Now you can also group your military units using Ctrl 1 to 9 and easily select the whole group of archers, for instance, to perform a specific action. One thing that I missed from the previous games though is the option to change the game speed. I also tested the abilities of having a friendly AI on your team against two AIs, but they are still kinda dumb. For example, I broke down the walls and breached the gates of an enemy, and my friend would still send all his troops to attack the walls, instead of coming inside with me. Now let's take a deeper look into the civilizations that are available at the moment, because I think there are still more to come. The English is one of the easiest civs to play with and focuses on defense, longbowmen and economy. Their strongest unit is the longbowmen, and they have special abilities, like being able to create defensive palings that protect them from melee attacks, and camps that increase their range of sight and heal nearby units. By building capes, towers, outposts, and town centers next to each other, you get the network of castles bonus, which gives an insane attack speed bonus to all nearby units when an enemy is close. Farms are cheaper and its efficiency is increased when they are near mills, and the mills also have an enclosure upgrade that generates gold over time. The villagers can carry bows and can defend themselves better. Town centers can fire double arrows, the military ships have more range, and you get men-at-arms already in Dark Age. And to advance from Dark Age to Feudal Age, you can pick between the landmarks Council Hall and Abbey of Kings. The Council Hall trains longbowmen faster and have unique improvements for this unit. The Abbey of Kings heals nearby units out of combat. And to advance to the Castle Age, you can choose between the King's Palace, which acts as a town center, and the White Tower that acts as a keep, both with all units and tags available as the normal buildings. And finally, to advance to the Imperial Age, pick between the Berkshire and the Weingard Palaces. The Berkshire Palace is like a keep, but with 50% more range and capable of shooting double the number of arrows. And from the Weingard Palace, you can create a small army of 5 units. Focusing on dynasties, gunpowder, and expansion, the Chinese is one of the most diverse civilizations when it comes to unique technologies and units. The Chinese have a special unit called tax collector. He walks around the city collecting tax or gold from other buildings automatically, and you can also use it to supervise mills, lumber camps, and mines to increase their efficiency. Being able to properly manage your tax officials is essential to ensure your production is efficient. But you can only have a small number of those at once, like 4. I think 4 is the maximum. They also have a special building called village that supports 40 population, so you don't have to build that many houses all the time. They can build defenses 50% faster and all other buildings 100% faster. The biggest difference for the Chinese is that besides advancing in ages when you build one landmark, you also advance in dynasties when building both landmarks. And once you have done that, the bonuses from previous dynasties are lost. Each dynasty has a special bonus, like the first one is the Tang Dynasty, and it grants 30% greater line of sight to scouts. But once you build both Dark Age landmarks, you progress into the Song Dynasty, and the villager production time is reduced by 35%. You get access to the unique village building and to the unique unit Zhongnu. The third dynasty is the Yuan Dynasty, and your villagers, officials, and military units gain 50% more speed. You get access to the granary that can be used to drop off food, increase the farm gathering rate of nearby villages, and generates gold each time a resource is dropped off. And it also gives you access to the Fire Lancer unit. The last one is the Ming Dynasty, and here your military units gain 10% more health. The unique building Pagoda is unlocked, where a relic can be placed to generate 50 of each resource every 30 seconds, and the unique Grenadier is also unlocked. One of the Chinese unique units, the Nest of Bees, fires rockets and do damaged area, and it looks pretty cool, honestly. What else to expect from the civilization that created the fireworks? The French focus on aggression, cavalry, and economy. They have a faster villager and scout production, their economy tags are 30% cheaper, and the melee damage tag are all researched for free. Units produced within a keep's influence are also 20% cheaper. Resource drop-off buildings are also cheaper, and the trade posts that you can send your traders to are already reviewed at the game start. Yeah, lots of discounts for the civilization. They have a unique ship, the Galleas, which is a galley with a bombard with great range in the front. I once destroyed a whole city near the water using only these guys. The Holy Roman Empire. Focusing on infantry, religion, and defense, this civ has an interesting unit called Prelate that can inspire your villagers to work 40% faster for 30 seconds. Be sure to keep at least one of these guys near all production sites and he will do the job. Buildings under the influence radius of the town center get repaired if damaged. To advance to the feudal age, you can build the Aachen Chapel that inspires units in its radius if a prelate is put inside. And you get access to men-at-arms in feudal age, and relics return more gold. They can be also stored in defensive buildings for bonus range, armor, and damage. If you store a relic in the docks, it increases the attack speed of all the ships. They also have a unique melee unit called Landsketch that deals area damage, and it's pretty interesting. The Mongols focus on aggression and mobility, and they are also nomadic. The sieve is at the same time easy and hard to play with. They can pack their buildings, move them around, and pack them again. Villagers can't mine stone, and to gather stone you have to build an oval on top of a stone mine, which will extract it automatically over time. This oval building also provides double of unit production and faster research to buildings within its influence area. And since they are nomadic, as I mentioned, you also don't need to build houses. They already start with maximum 200 population limit available. By igniting enemies' buildings, you get food and gold, and you can get access to early herdsmen in the Dark Age and early lancers in the Feudal Age, and their transport ships have more health and are faster. But the biggest downside here is that you can't build walls, not even palisades. On top of that, the villagers can't farm. Instead, you depend on hunting. But luckily, they have a unique building, the pasture, that spawns a ship every minute. But it can get messy. If you don't rearrange your villagers from time to time, you can at some point find out that you have 10 villagers gathering from a single poor dead sheep. For a better efficiency, try to keep 2 to 3 gatherers for each sheep. The most notable unit is the Khan, which has skills and grant bonuses to nearby military units. However, you only have one Khan. You can create new Khans. You start with one. And if you let it die during a fight, bye-bye, it's gone. That's it for him. The Rus. The Rus focus on conquest, expansion, and trade. They get gold from hunting animals and get a bonus additional food income from all sources. They have the hunting cabin instead of the mill, which can produce scouts and generate gold. They also can build stone walls, but at least you can hold off invaders with some palisades, which, by the way, also gives bonuses to lumber camps when built nearby. Their fishing ships don't have to return to the docks to drop off the fish, and the ships can be converted to any other type of ship, so a fishing ship can be converted to a trade ship or even a fighting ship. They have access to early knights, and their monks are actually the warrior monks. They are stronger and they can inspire units and provide bonus armor and damage. Another interesting fact I noticed is that the Rus can add all tower improvements to their outposts, and all the other civs can only add one. The last two civilizations were the most challenging due to their very different economy and research methods. The Delhi Sultanate focused on military, research, and defense. All techs can be researched for free, but they are slow. Like very, very slow. You have to build mosques and place scholars inside to improve the research speed, or put scholars inside the buildings themselves. Still, for me, it felt so slow. It was terrible. Military units can build defensive palisades and stone walls, which is pretty interesting. The villagers collect berries 25% faster but cannot collect food from boar. Their fishing ships are equipped with an archer, but I'm not sure how much it could do against a warship. They also have the super strong war elephants. These guys are insane. With all other civs, you might need some trebuchet or mangonels to break into another city to destroy the walls, but not with this one. The war elephants destroy anything on their way. Really, just like that. No sweat at all. Finally, the Abbasid Dynasty, which focus on research, anti-cavalry, and Golden Age. This civ has also a very different system to Advancing Ages. You need to build the House of Wisdom quite early in the game to activate some of these bonuses, and by connecting other buildings to its influence, you advance in the Golden Ages. So the more buildings you have connected to the House of Wisdom, the higher your Golden Age tier, with more bonuses to research, gathering, and production. To advance in the ages, you need to build wings to the House of Wisdom, but this is just more or less like a research, no builders needed. They also gather 25% faster from berries, but can't hunt boars. Their infantry can build rams and siege towers. Their docks are 50% cheaper and they have camels. Their camels are very effective against cavalry, so this civilization can be a very good counter to those civs that have a focus on knights, for instance. I just want to mention some other general things about the game before closing the video. I noticed that the AI is not that smart sometimes. Once I sent some villagers far away to mine some gold and they died for wolves because they were working when they were attacked and they didn't stop working to attack the wolves back. That was so sad to watch, honestly. Sometimes when you attack a building, they catch fire and the building loses health over time. If you don't send a villager to put out the fire, the building will collapse. I also noticed that for all civilizations apart from the Abbasid Dynasty, it's not possible to convert units with monks if they are not holding a relic. That's something new. Now you have to choose between generating gold or being able to do conversions. And finally, I noticed some graphic bugs, like enemies killed on water disappear instead of having this normal dying animation, and they literally evaporate. Poof. And another one that can interfere with the game itself is that if a relic is placed in a tower or a high place and that building is destroyed, the relic stays in the air, fluctuating. It's impossible to reach it. It's gone. Now with all this information, you can decide if you're going to get the game or wait for some new patches. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel. It took me 5 days to edit all these footages and gameplays videos, so I really appreciate if you can just spend 5 seconds of your time to subscribe and like this video. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite civilization. Have you tried all of them already? Are you planning on getting the game, or did you buy it already as soon as it was released? Let me know your thoughts. I always love reading your comments, and see you guys in the next one. Bye!